Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in and listening and watching the Real Short Box Live. Of course, I am your ever humble host here, Donald, and right below me is Mr. Kevin. To my right, I guess, maybe left for some people, I don't know. I can't, I get lost in the woods very easily. Would be one Christopher D. Turner. Thank you for joining, Christopher. And the ever-present, ever-graceful in the corner here, Janet Lee Rodriguez. Thanks for joining,
thank
Janet.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking about our favorite ghosts. I know this feels like this should be a topic for October, right? Like, oh no, they messed up. Not really, because we have a little something called Ghostbusters Afterlife coming, I believe it's Thursday, Friday night.
Weekend. This week.
So we wanted to kind of celebrate that, specters, ghosts, ghouls, spooks, things like that. They go bump in the night, and kind of talk about that a little bit in ghosts in series and in movies and stuff that we idolize. I'm going to do a few things in the background here, but while I do that, Mr. Kevin here is going to take over and go over a few that they didn't quite think should make the list, but they still loved enough that they wanted to mention. So they're going to do that. I'm going to do this. Let's get started.
All right. Let me ask my two humble guests. Let's start with the lady, Janet. On your list as an alternate, who would you have had on your list but just missed the cut?
Got you. Oh, that was really tough because they're equally ranked. I love all of them. But I guess Moaning Myrtle from, what do you call it? Harry Potter. She's always in the bathroom, in the boys' bathroom, checking out Harry.
That's disturbing.
I know. But I love her. She's so great. You know she's there for you if you're going to the bathroom.
Yeah, in more ways than one, I suppose.
She's great. And then I guess my other one that I'll have to maybe put on the bottom will be like Shoeless Joe Jackson from Field of Dreams, who is played by Ray Liotta.
Okay.
I mean, really, like most of the cast there, except for Kevin Costner, are ghosts. All the baseball players. I forget. I was trying to think of one of the other actors that was a ghost that played baseball. But yeah, I love Field of Dreams so much. So.
Classic movie.
Yeah.
And you, Professor Turner?
All right, I'm gonna go nerdy even for like the standards of our audience, and I'm gonna talk about some Shakespeare here.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna bring up what I think is the most famous of Shakespeare's ghosts.
Does start with letter B? Start with letter B?
What? Yeah, Banquo from Macbeth. Even though he actually doesn't show up in this show, a lot of times he is actually, like in the movies, usually he's a ghost. And since we're talking about movie ghosts, I was like, I have to bring in this character because he's such an essential part of the story moving forward, without saying a single word, and I think that's really cool. And so that's me nerding out about my Shakespeare stuff.
Do you say the Scottish play, like Chris?
If I'm in a theater, yes. In fact, I had to go out. I was in the theater today and said the word, and I had to go out and do the whole spinning over my left shoulder thing. And I was just like, had to do the walk of shame.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, I never had to do the reverse jinx, but yeah, you don't want to say that word in a theater.
Uh-oh, guys. Mom and Dad's on. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hi, Mr.
Hi,
Mr. and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Enrique's here. Thanks for joining, Enrique. We already have one like. Wow, we're on a roll here. Look at that. Wow.
There you go.
Okay. Anybody that wants to join us in the chat, please feel free to do so. I wonder if we're going to see a little Greek coffee shop. Is that what it is, Kevin?
It's about Lexi? Yeah, I hope so.
I just saw him a couple days ago.
Oh, where at?
We were in Sherman Oaks, Van Nuys area. We were going to go get sushi. I wasn't eating it, but we were going to go get sushi, and we ran into him outside in the parking lot.
Cool. How's he doing? I've been trying to reach out to him lately. I haven't heard back.
Seems pretty good. But let's get back to it. I'm sorry, everybody. I just wanted to mention that because hopefully we get to see him today, and if not, he'll see that we've mentioned him, and then he'll be like, "Oh, that's nice." So,
you know what? I'm going to send him the link again, and hopefully he will join us.
Perhaps he shall.
Chris, we got one of yours.
Yeah, Chris, do you have any more that you wanted to mention, or was that the only one?
I mean, I guess I could talk about, I don't know. I was questionable putting this on the list because I wasn't sure if he's actually a ghost or not, but Coco's father.
You talking about the Pixar movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, he's a ghost. That counts. That counts.
Like, I wasn't sure if they counted as skeletons or ghosts.
Totally count it. I would totally count it as a ghost, because even at the end, it shows like the forest spirits basically with them, you know, running around and stuff. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's totally.
And I think he's the best character in the whole movie, and it's one of my favorite movies. So I was like, I have to not. I had to bring it up.
I'll tell you what, Coco. I was like, there's something got in my eye. Something got in my eye. I'm watching it like sand or something. I don't know what it is. Makeup. I don't know. But like, just my eyes are watering. You know, for no reason. Just
but you're a grown man. How's that happen?
You were crying because it was so sweet.
Very sad. And very, very beautiful all in the same breath. Hello, Maria. Hello, Sammy.
Maria!
What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing? Wow, we're getting some likes, guys. We're getting some love today. That's great. That's great. And speaking of great, I just want to mention really quickly what else is great, and that is Half's Hot Sauce.
Ooh, look at that logo.
Now this is actually an older logo of theirs for this type of hot sauce. This one is called Main Squeeze. And the reason why I bring it up is because I finally got a chance to try it. And I've told everybody I would mention it once I tried it. If you like a really nice, sweet, hot barbecue sauce, this is it. Like, I think this is perfect. This hot sauce is perfect for like a marinade with steaks, chops, hamburg, things like that. I think it would taste wonderful. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of it on some burgers and let it marinate overnight, and I'm going to cook them on the grill tomorrow. So it's going to be an exciting experiment to see how that turns out, which I think will be wonderful. Half's Hot Sauce is a great Ohio-based hot sauce company. I'm going to put the website in the chat, and also a coupon code so you can save 10% off on a multitude of bottles of hot sauce if you would like. They do ship all over the U.S., and I believe including outside of the U.S. as well for our foreign friends. So check out halfshotsauce.com. This is a great one. He's had it for a while. It's a watermelon rhubarb hot sauce. It's fantastic. It's called Main Squeeze. Give it a shot. It's got a different label. It's the same name. And I think you guys will really like it. So I'm going to do that in the chat right now.
You don't have Amish with you at home, right? To share the burgers?
I don't have a what?
Gone. Amish is out of town. He doesn't get.
He is out of town. Yes, it's unfortunate that he's been gone for a couple weeks. And
Where'd you send him to?
Prison. I framed him.
He's cleaning up your sink and throwing things out of the refrigerator, haven't you?
I have. Actually, the refrigerator is very clean, and his room is actually clean as well, sadly.
It's too clean.
Sadly enough, I did clean his room for him, so. But there's a method to my madness, because I'm actually going to get the carpets cleaned, so I needed space to store things in our rooms so they can clean the carpet. You know, so I'm just like moving stuff around. So I hope he doesn't get mad. Just spoilers there, Amish. Sorry. But I'm just trying to get everything cleaned up and stuff while I have time and space. That's all.
Yay, that's nice.
Okay, so halfshotsauce.com. And then we're going to do the 10% off is Donald Hiccups. Yes.
Hiccups.
Hot sauce makes me hiccup if it's really hot. So there you guys go. So there's that. And getting back to it, yeah, we're going to be talking about our favorite ghosts. Hey, Gabe. Thanks for joining, buddy. Long time no see.
It's in. Hello, Gaby.
Gabe, we got a great hot sauce company you need to try. You got a couple extra dollars lying around. You want to give it a shot. Half's Hot Sauce. It's great. I'm not joking. If you like hot sauce, it's really good. Really, really good. So we were talking Chris, you mentioned a few. Janet, you mentioned a few that didn't quite make the list. Kevin, did you mention yours?
Well, one I'm going to mention is the creepy kid that's right next to me, Toshio from Ju-on and Grudge. There's just something disturbing about this little guy. Although you feel bad for him, very tragic story, things that happened to him and his mother and his cat. And basically, when he opens his mouth, he basically meows. That's even more disturbing.
My mom just said that she loved it on her eggs. So my mom loves hot sauce from Half's Hot Sauce. She has the Trippy Pickle, and she puts that on her breakfast. My dad just told me today that she's been using a lot of it. So that's good. Hot sauce is good for you.
A great endorsement from your mom.
Hey, I also, Gabe, really quickly, since you're on here, I want to mention that Static Shock #1 I gave you. Just gave it to you because I'm a very generous human being. That book is graded at a 9.6 to 9.8 CGC, is about a $250 comic book now. So I think I gave you one that's in pretty excellent shape. It's at least a 9.2, if not higher. So if you took good care of it after I gave it to you, and you get it graded, and it grades out a 9.6 or 9.8, and you sell it, and you make a bunch of money, you have to take me out for a drink. But if you just want to get it graded and taken care of, or if you just want to put it someplace nice, I'm just saying there's some value behind that book now. That book's got some heat. So that's a little prospecting for everybody. You can still find those books, by the way, in the dollar bins and stuff. Even probably in yard sales, I'm going to be honest, garage sales, things like that, all across the United States. A lot of people don't know what they have. They don't follow the trends and stuff if they're not into that stuff. Their kids had the comics, they moved out or whatever, they got them in a box, they're just trying to get rid of them. Look through them. Always take that opportunity to look through them. And if you're not into comics, take some pictures, call me, send them to me, and I'll be happy to let you know if anything's worth anything. And you can purchase it and make a little money for yourself. So,
see, Donald is your online consultant.
Yeah, you can reach out to Kevin too. I don't recommend reaching out to Chris because he will give you bad information.
Wow,
that's no idea what's happening either.
That's messed up.
He'll be like,
this professor.
Like, if you would like to give me back that book, I'll also take it back, right?
Yeah.
However, if you want some information on how to haggle for a better price for that 25-cent comic book, that I can help with.
Nice.
There you go. Knock him down. I'd be like, it's $1? I don't know. This bag and board is pretty dirty. I'll give you $0.25 for it. And then you save 75 cents. Yay. Anyway, that's good, Gabe. Gabe said he's not giving it up, so and he hasn't touched it since. He says he hasn't touched it, but he's touched himself multiple times. Interesting, Gabe. Thanks for sharing that.
Whoa.
Family show.
No, he didn't. I'm kidding.
Let's keep this PG-13.
Is this one of our family episodes or not?
That is PG-13.
Kind of is. PG-13.
That is PG-13. There's that song, I don't want anybody else when I think about you. See, you could just be doing this. Warm hugs. Anyway, Chris Duque popped in. Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining.
What's up, Mr. Duque?
We're going to be talking about our favorite ghosts today, which is going to be a pretty exciting moment, I think. And I was saying earlier, we're talking about it because of the new Ghostbusters film coming out, which we are all super duper excited for. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The trailers have looked like a lot of fun. We've been waiting an extra year now.
At this point.
Yeah, we've been waiting an extra year now for this movie to come out, so it's about time. Also, I really want to mention quickly, hello, Christina. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Christina.
Christina, Portland.
I really want to mention quickly, for those that have not seen Dune, why? I went out to see it. I didn't know much about Dune. I watched it. I thought it was excellent. And I think that surprised some people, Maria. But I thought it was really, really good. So I highly recommend that film if you get a chance to see it. If Ghostbusters happens to be sold out, go see Dune. I think it's worth it.
I think we could see it on like Disney Plus or something, no?
HBO Max.
Oh,
HBO Max, I believe it's also. But I prefer people go to the theater and spend some money to help this film out. Because we want a part 2. I think it got greenlit already, but the more money it makes, the better the budget's going to be for this film. So keep that in mind. if you get a chance to see it. And also, like I said, if you're already at the theater, you might as well go see a movie. If you intend on seeing a movie, you're all dressed up for it, you might as well. Or, if you're not, if you're in your PJs, then go home and watch it on HBO Max. That's fine.
Or go to the theater in your PJs.
Yes.
Yeah, some people do, unfortunately.
A lot of people do. A lot of people go to Portos in their PJs, too. I noticed that.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Because they're
Yep.
Cuban?
Those are your people, Janet.
It's my peeps.
Pajama people.
And sus pijamas.
Yeah, Gabe says, I'm shocked Bill Murray went through with it with Egon. May he rest in peace. Yes.
End of that.
And Christina says, go see it in the theater, though. You need that big screen. Christina, I couldn't agree more. I saw it in IMAX. It was wonderful.
All right.
And Christina says she's a pajama peep, so that's fine, too. Definitely.
She's a Cubana.
Look, guys, before it was cool, I was going to the drive-in theater and taking blankets and pillows and everything out of the fridge. My parents used to, we'd pick up my grandmother. My grandma would bring fried chicken, and we would sit in the station wagon and watch 2 movies and just lay down and relax. I'd fall asleep at some point when I was a kid. It's always a very nostalgic, very fun time for me when I think of PJs and theaters and stuff. So definitely, if you get a chance, relax, enjoy yourself, go see something. Chris says, one of my favorite ghosts is that little 1920s dancing boy in the Conjuring movie.
Nice.
I don't remember the 1920s dancing boy in the Conjuring film, to be honest.
The Conjuring.
Yeah, but I will go back and check. Adam and Barbara Maitland. Oh yes, we'll be talking a little bit about, I'm sure, some of that Beetlejuice type fun and things, as well as some Harry Potter and some other friendly ghosts. And in doing that, we're going to get started. So I think we should get started on this. So who would like to go first and mention one of their favorite ghosts? Why don't we go,
Professor or
yeah?
Janet?
Why don't we go clockwise, if that works? Which is Chris first, and then we'll go Janet, then Kevin, and then myself. So, Chris, when you're ready, you go ahead and mention one of your favorite ghosts, and I will bring up a picture of that favorite ghost.
All right, let's kick off this Harry Potter world right away, since it's been mentioned. You mentioned it; it was mentioned in the chat. So yeah, let's talk about this world of many ghosts in Harry Potter. When I was thinking about it, I really wanted to rent Harry Potter with ghosts, but I was like, which one do I choose? Do I choose Moaning Myrtle? No, she's annoying. Do I choose the singing lady that's in the picture? No. Who do I choose? And then I was like, of course, there's only one option. One of the OG members of Monty Python, John Cleese. It has to be Nearly Headless Nick.
Yay! Love that.
Best character, best ghost in the show, or in the movie, in the series. An amazing, hilarious actor. You can't go wrong. Great character, even better in the books. He's a lot of really cool stuff in the books. So yeah, I had to go with Nearly Headless Nick.
He's awesome. I love him in that.
I didn't think that was John Cleese for a while. I thought that was actually my favorite, one of my favorite Scotsmen, Mr. Head of the Class.
Oh yeah, he is a little bit like Billy. What's his last name?
Billy. Jesus, what is his last name? Billy Connolly.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He does look like him there with that curly hair.
Yeah, I thought that was him. Yeah, and I was really surprised when I found out it was John Cleese. So, my hat's off to both of them for looking like each other in this.
Your head is off, you mean?
Yeah, my head's off to them. Yes. Yeah, there we go. I'll just take my head off. Yeah.
Nearly headless.
What, Sammy? What do you mean?
That wall.
Sammy's acting like I committed a sin. She's crazy. But she also lives in Harry Potter land at Universal. They actually had to close it down for a little bit to do a deep clean, and they found her in one of the rafters, and she was hissing at them, and they were trying to knock her out with a broom. And they finally had to bring in some knockout gas and a little a tarp thing to catch her in. and they knocked her out, and she fell in it, and then they gently wrapped her and laid her outside over by Simpsons Land. And she got up and went and got a donut at Lard Lads. So, go figure. Yeah, she was fine. She was fine. Don't worry. She wasn't permanently affected. She's fine. So, Nearly Headless Nick. What is it about Nearly Headless Nick besides John Cleese that you love so much?
He's just a fun character, and even in the books, he kind of actually has a decent story that's like they don't really represent in the movies, and he brings a lot of comedic to scenes that don't necessarily otherwise have it, and I feel like sometimes these movies need more brevity because sometimes they take themselves too seriously and get a little too dark, and they shouldn't.
It's true.
And I think the character's hilarious. Every time I see it, I laugh hysterically. And part of it is him, but part of it's the character. And like I said, the book definitely he gets a little bit more in the book. So I'm kind of judging based on both. But yeah, and I love the way he looks. He kind of looks like Shakespeare a little bit. Going back to my little Shakespeare nerdy type thing. Yeah, he's my favorite character in all of Harry Potter in general. So
cool. It's cool that he pops out of that wall too. Like he can go through walls like Kitty Pryde. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. I feel like in Harry Potter Land, they could have done some mirror tricks. What they did was very clever. They do, for those that haven't gone, they have picture frames in the rooms as you're walking through the castle. And some of the picture frames are like live videos that they're basically paintings that come to life, but it's pre-recorded videos. But it looks so real, like real paintings, and they're talking to you and each other and stuff. And then they move from painting to painting. It's very clever. But I would have liked to have seen some floating, Nearly Headless Nick mirror action happen at some point when you're waiting in a larger corridor. He's coming through and out about. I think that would have been a lot of fun, but maybe next time.
The mirror action is my favorite part about Haunted Mansion, so I could definitely see needing something like that.
Speaking of mirror action, Janet, do you have a choice for your first? Doesn't have to be number 5, number 1. There's no real ranking system here. We're just mentioning ghosts and spirits and stuff who we find to be fun.
Okay. Yeah, like a lot of people are going to say, Casper, the friendly ghost. Both the cartoon with that really cute witch named Wendy with her little red outfit. She's riding on the broom. It was cute. He's friends with the witch. And then he had his terrible uncles that were always mean to him. And, but of course, the movie with Christina Ricci was totally amazing because we had our super cute actor Devon Soya. We realized that Casper is really him. Me and Sammy and Maria are totally into him. I know Maria and I are.
We just lost 3 viewers.
But you love Christina Ricci and go on and on about her, so I can go on about Devon Soya.
That's Kevin.
Anyways,
Christina Ricci's fine, and I've never been to your place to actually bump into her, but.
That's right. She's my next door neighbor, but up here in Woodland Hills.
She literally is. She's Janet's next door neighbor. So anybody that's obsessed with Christina Ricci should get in good with Janet while you can.
Because I'm moving out in like 2 weeks here.
Yeah.
So limited time.
So you can borrow a cup of sugar.
That's right.
Cup of sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah, Casper is so cute, and the movie is really moving, because you're all sad that he realizes that he's a ghost and that he can't remember when he was alive. And, that's really moving. And he's very lonely. He gets really excited to make friends with Christina Ricci's character. So I just love him in that.
Oh, poor Casper.
Well,
Yes.
No, but at the end, he gets to hook up with her.
What?
Our first obsession here, it's Gabe, and he's like, seriously? So I pinned that on the screen. Gabe is seriously obsessed with Christina Ricci, so.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
I know.
Happy creating controversy here.
Soya.
Ooh la la. Yeah, Casper's a fun one. Definitely. So
It was on your list, Donald. Is it one that I stole off of your list?
it is on my list, yeah, and I'll mention it here while we're talking about it. I'll just bring up a different photo real quick. Yeah, I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'll tell you the story when I went with Derek Armijo to see Casper at the Vista in the morning for a kids screening, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I hadn't seen it in probably 15 years, and I was like, wow, this movie is so much better than I remember, because I remember, like, you know, I was old enough that I was like, this is kids stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that interested in it. And now I'm, like, nostalgic for that. And at the age where I've partially turned into my mother and partially turned into my father, and the mother part is the just enamored over cartoons and digital effects and stuff. So I love the special effects. I think they still look amazing. It's just so fun the way they did it. It's a blast watching it. Bill Pullman's awesome. Christina Ricci's great. Everybody else that's in it is great. Didn't we got a few character actors? Didn't we get who else was in this?
Yeah, the uncles.
Dan Aykroyd, right? He showed up from Ghostbusters, and he was like, "Who are you gonna call? Somebody else." Am I right? Didn't he do that?
I think that's right.
I think that happened. Yeah. So you know, we there was like a bunch of like little sneaky sides, winks, and nods and stuff, and we even had that Ghostbuster connection, which is super cool. Mel Raz, yes, that is coming. I can guarantee you that's going to be on the list.
And Amy Brenneman was in that movie as the angel ghost mom.
Yeah. Both Sammy and my mom typed, "Can I keep you?"
Oh.
So there we go. So now that we've gone through Casper, Kevin, how are you going to horrify us?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. How about Lloyd the bartender from The Shining?
Oh
yeah, that's so freaky. I just watched that at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Oh, you did? When?
Oh my gosh, like October 20th or something like that.
Okay.
So scary.
It took me a bit to warm up to this film. But now that I have warmed up to it, I think it's great. It's really well acted, very well crafted. It's just and I watched it for the first time probably 10 years ago, you know, somewhere around there, maybe 12 years ago, something like that. And it was really late, and I was like, this is all right, you know, this is okay. And I watched it on the big screen. And then I watched it at home, just on TV, not on, you know, a major network or anything, but like on Netflix or whatever. And I really dug it after that. It just took a couple of viewings for it to really sink in. So yeah, good choice, Kevin.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. Doesn't say too much, but I guess like a real life bartender, if someone's just talking out their problems, he's just sitting there listening, meanwhile serving you drinks. Although in this case, he's not getting tipped, but he's just being there to listen to Jack's problems, you know, about everything going on in his life. And of course, as he starts getting deeper into his madness, he realizes, you know, sir, you are the caretaker. Oh.
And is Jack a ghost, though, you guys, also?
Jack?
No.
The kid?
Jack is alive. Right?
Jack Nicholson.
He's not really...
Yeah, he's a reincarnated version of the person he sees in the picture.
Okay,
That's what was clarified after the movie was released.
Yeah.
I know Stephen King wasn't happy with the adaptation. I don't know what his beef was with Kubrick. I know he wasn't very happy about the adaptation.
Maybe Kubrick's not a very nice man, from what I've been told. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Could be
also,
possible.
Yeah, it was like really intense. What was I noticing about it? And also, it was I really enjoyed it. It was so well done with my, what's his name, Jack Nicholson. But he is really so melodramatic that now watching it again, I kind of laugh at how dramatic he is. It's good dramatic acting, but it's still to where, you know, if you were like a teenager, you could make fun of it.
Yeah.
So maybe Stephen King didn't like how melodramatic it was coming across.
A little more tongue-in-cheek than maybe he would have liked, I guess, in a way. Particularly with Scatman Carruthers, if I recall, being in it.
Love Scatman Carruthers.
Maybe they saw that as kind of a joke, but yeah, he was wonderful. Dino says, "What's up, everybody? Greetings from Norway. Thanks for
Dino.
joining us, Dino." Kevin, Dino's Blu-ray already on its way?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, great. And Sean's not here, but if you watch this after it's recorded, Sean, your DVD should be in your hands tomorrow, I believe. Maria, your Blu-ray anyway, Sean. Maria, your Blu-ray should be in your hands, I believe, tomorrow as well. So expect that. So we do giveaways and stuff every so often here on the podcast for those that don't know. And we've done a lot of giveaways through the month of October and into this month. And we plan on doing one or two, probably a Black Friday Fun Festival giveaway type thing we'll do. And also probably something for Christmas as well. So always keep tuned. We always have some surprises and some fun things coming up. Okay. Anything else to add to the bartender?
Well, here's an interesting thing. I'd like to add something.
Sure.
In the but the interesting thing, like I was going to say earlier, that I think one of the reasons that he hated the book so much, or he hated the movie so much, because it's so different from the book. And in the book, the bartender is not a ghost; he's just in Jack's mind.
Oh.
But it's an interesting tidbit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. See,
Yeah,
you learn
that's
something new
true.
every day.
Yes.
To let us know that more, like something needed to be shown that it's just in his mind. That would have been, I think, better. The bartender is still really cool.
Yes, bartender's really cool. It looks like, if I'm correct with the avatar, we have Josh on here. Am I correct, Kevin, or no?
It's Josh.
Well, we have a Gen X 1.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I think it is him. Yeah, I believe it is him.
I think it is. Maria says, I thought he was in his mind also. Interesting. Yeah, I honestly thought that the bartender was in his mind, and I thought that the picture of him, I thought that that like he had always lived there, and in like he was a ghost and kept repeating these sense memories in his mind, and that that shit was just something that is just like when even a ghost can go crazy. In other words, like if they're like certain ghosts can get stuck in patterns, and they relive the same moments over and over and over again. But imagine if you were a ghost that you're not stuck in a pattern and you're just there, and you're around other spirits that are stuck in patterns, and they will not talk to you. They will not. I think even as a ghost, you could go crazy. That's just my thought anyway. And so there's a lot of ideas and interpretations.
To think if you're reincarnated, like you're kind of a ghost.
Yeah.
If you've been reincarnated, so you're still though a person from your original lifetime.
Right. Exactly.
So definitely you could go crazy. Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, I think that like you could lose your mind, you know, and people that go off the deep end and stuff, they can bring all kinds of thoughts and ideas into the forefront, and just imagine and create whole scenarios and stories around. Like crazy people in general will create stories and scenarios around things that they envision in their minds. You know, they're living out something that we don't see, and this, I feel like, brought us in on that. And that was cool, but also frightening as well, I think. So, you know, it is what it is. So I am going to bring up one here now that I think is really cool. So give me 1 second for that.
Kevin, was there a Japanese version of the grunge, like in Japanese?
Well, the original version was called Ju-on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that little boy was in there too, huh?
Hello,
yes.
Anthony. Thank you for joining. And okay, so my choice for my first ghost is Blackbeard the Ghost. The
Ooh,
Pirate Ghost.
nice.
We're talking from the 1968 Disney sci-fi fantasy film. What a fantastic story. What a fantastic little film. I loved this movie as a kid. My mom can tell you how much I love this film. It was so much fun. Dean Jones, who played pretty much in every Disney film in the 60s, throughout the 60s, I think late 50s, and throughout all of the 60s and into the early 70s. That Darn Cat and Blackbeard's Ghost and all of it. Like, he was pretty much in everything. He was fantastic as like the guy that technically didn't believe in these kinds of things, but then had to believe in these kinds of things. And Peter Ustinov, I believe, if I'm correct, played Blackbeard in this to perfection. They had some scenes where there was like an Olympic competition or something, and he was helping this certain team in the competition, and what they would do with wires and stuff, he would like pole vault, he would grab the pole vault and flip them over so they were guaranteed to make it, and you would see them and they would go boom and like fling over and stuff, and you knew that they were on wires, but it was just so well done and so comical. Basically, it was just Blackbeard is the ghost of like one of his great granddaughter or something was losing her home, and the ghost reappeared because it was the family home, and he also was a part of that home, and he did not want her to lose it. So he was helping her out, and it's such a fun-filled, loving, enjoyable Disney movie. I highly recommend it for anybody. In fact, I feel like you put a pirate hat on Chris Turner, and you have Blackbeard from this film. So I think that's a good one to say and talk about. Yes, Mom. Yes, also he's from The Love Bug. Duh. Yes, of course. Dean Jones.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah, it's from Herbie and The Love Bug. Yeah. Mom loves that movie. Enrique says, I so effing love Blackbeard's Ghost. I'm so glad, Enrique. It is a must-see. I 100% agree. I think it's so good. Gabe says Supernatural. I think he's talking about the TV series. Gabe, you know my love for Supernatural, and I'll never forgive you for not dragging me out of bed that year that Kansas performed on stage at Comic-Con on that Sunday that I slept in. Hey, there we go.
Are you sick?
Look at that. There we go. See, almost perfect right there, Blackbeard. So we got Blackbeard with Blackbeard's Ghost. See? Dino? Exactly. Dino says put a pirate hat on Chris and he would kill it. So boom, I'm gonna pin that comment right above Chris because I think that's perfect. So that's mine, one of mine. Let's move on. Chris, do you have one?
Yeah, let's talk about the sexiest ghost to ever live.
Who's that?
And we're talking about the movie Ghost.
Oh,
yay.
are you talking about Sam Wheat?
Yes. So you know what?
I'm sorry, Chris. Which one was it?
Sam Wheat.
Sam Wheat,
from
yes.
from Ghost.
Patrick Swayze.
Got it.
Patrick Swayze.
Okay, just want to make sure I pulled it
Sexiest
up.
ghost to ever live.
Yeah, God rest his soul.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
He's on my list for one reason only. He's one of my man crushes. He's a sexy beast.
Point Break. He's great in Point Break.
And yeah, I love his film work, and I love the movie. It's super romantic, and you know I'm a sucker for romantic movies. So and sad, but yeah, mainly he's just a hunk, and I had to put him on my list.
It was so
You know what?
cool.
I think he's on someone else's list too.
Showed how you can, manipulate things. Like you can scratch someone or move that penny. Like, how cool would that be? Like, if we could do that after we die as a ghost. Like, if we're stuck here too.
Who was the dude that taught him how to use his powers? Do you remember that guy?
That guy was a ghost. What is he from?
He passed away a while ago, surprisingly. He was also, if I recall, one of his last films was Death to Smoochie.
Yes, and he was in a lot of other things too, like in the 80s, but I cannot remember his name.
He had a particular look. Kevin, you're the researcher. Get us a name.
Yeah. Open it up.
Gabe says, "Yeah, I remember your text. LOL, that shocked me. How would that shock you, sir?" Yes. Sammy says, "Swayze." Shant popped on. Hey, Shant, thanks for joining.
What's up, Sean?
Shant says, "The teacher from Fast Times with the hot wife." That
Is he the Subway Ghost?
That is him.
That's
Yeah,
him,
yeah, he's
yeah.
a Subway dude. Yeah,
Vincent Schiavelli.
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 Wow,
yeah.
what a nice last name, Schiavelli. Yeah.
I think his parents
Mortadello.
are, like, from Italy. He was like first generation, I think.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was reading up on him a little while ago, but I forgot his name.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Also, there's that lady with Whoopi Goldberg being all psychic, and then that one lady goes, "Orlando, is that you?"
Okay, I brought up another picture of Patrick because if somebody else had him on their list, they might want to bring him up. Who else had him on their list?
I want to say, yeah, it was Janet.
All right, yeah, you might as well talk about him, Janet, then, since I already have his
love him so much,
pickup.
and yeah, you're right. It's so sweet and romantic, and just that as a ghost, I mean, he's still trying to help that woman that he loved, and also, I mean, trying to figure out where is he supposed to go. But yeah, it really makes us think about the afterlife, and if there was somebody that we needed to help, like, could we as a ghost?
There we go. Alex Benquita just popped in. He says the Phantom is one of the best ghosts. He's the ghost that walks. So, well played, Alex. Well played. And Dino says something. Oh, that's very, very nice. Janet's going to love this. Dino says, let's cast Janet as She-Hulk.
Ooh, I would love that.
There we
Be
go.
an attorney.
I had a She-Hulk poster in 4th grade.
Yes, Mortadella is awesome, Alex. Yes, I love it too. I love all the stuff you shouldn't. That's not good for you is pretty much what I enjoy in life. Yeah.
I'd have to get pumped up though to be She-Hulk, to train with all these trainers.
Yeah, take 6 months. Just do it.
Train with Arnold.
Get yourself one of those Pelotons or whatever they're called. I had to lift one over the weekend, by the way. They're like 500 pounds.
You got to be careful, though, because you can't make Tatiana angry.
That's right.
You wouldn't like her when she's angry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Gabe,
I'm like the other dude, and I'm like, I'm always angry.
Sammy, I don't know who Susie Q is. From the Disney Channel movie. I don't know that. Josh says, fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true. And Sammy says, played by the Pink Ranger in 1996. I remember one thing about the Pink Ranger, Sammy.
Yeah, Amy Jo Johnson.
One thing, and it was on the internet. And I'm not going to say anything else about that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wait, are you accusing the Pink Ranger of something, sir?
Nope. Keep your mind out of the gutter, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Pervert. All right, so we've gone through Chris's choice on Patrick Swayze, Janet's choice on Patrick Swayze. We're going to move on. Kevin, what's your next choice?
I am going to go with the creepy gentleman behind me, Reverend Henry Kane.
Okay.
Where's he from again, Kevin? Stephen King movie?
No. Poltergeist 2.
Oh, that's right. My friends were talking about him. They're like, don't forget Poltergeist.
Yeah.
This dude here. Wow, he looks different without the hat.
Yes, he does. Yeah, this dude creeped me out when I was a kid. I mean, just if you woke up in the middle of the night and saw this dude, you scream for real. You would scream violently if you saw this guy. And the actor Julian Beck, unfortunately, was dying of cancer when he was playing the role. So literally, he was putting his all into it. Because he literally looked like death, unfortunately. And unfortunately, he was dying. But he did a great job in his last acting role, playing Reverend Henry Kane. I mean, he's basically known as the Beast from the Poltergeist series. He's trying to abduct Carol Ann, Heather O'Rourke's character, another person, God rest her soul. And it's a very strong, powerful movie. You know, the family has to come together to fight against the odds against this Reverend Kane and all his, other apparitions. It's a good film. I mean, the first 2 Poltergeist movies are really good. After that, it goes downhill. But very, very good movie. It's one of my personal favorite films from back in the 80s. Can't go wrong there. But Reverend Kane, very creepy, very scary. I mean, the way he dresses like those old school 19th century preachers, it's just scares the hell out of you.
Mel Raz says, sorry.
Does that one have a swimming pool in that Poltergeist, or which one was that?
I think that was the first one, actually.
Yeah, I think so, in the first one, yeah.
That is so freaky. With that little tiny woman?
Oh, yeah.
Mel Raz says, yes, God is in his holy temple.
Yeah. So, the Lord is in his holy temple. Yeah, the way he says it, it's so creepy. It's just scary.
Gabe says,
that guy died in the movie, Kevin? He's really a ghost.
Well, yeah, like when he was in production, he was dying of some severe type of cancer, and he died like a few months after the movie was released.
But I mean, did they explain how he died in Poltergeist, the character?
I'm sorry. No, what happened was he was he had like this religious cult, and if I remember, they were like, he had him himself and his whole church buried underneath like the cave or something because they believed the end times were near. Kind of like real life. You have these cults like Heaven's Gate. They think the world's coming to an end, so they kill themselves.
Yeah,
that's basically what he was doing with this whole cult. Hey, we're all gonna die, so let's enjoy this and be with the Lord and that type of thing. So he's just basically a psychopath.
Oh, crazy.
Gabe says, sorry, another TV show, American Horror Story, Murder House. Side note, I used to live near the house. Jesus, Gabe.
Ooh.
We need to talk more about that later, buddy. I'm very curious to find out some things. It explains a lot about you, too. Okay, so I'm going to bring up another one here. Give me a moment. We talked about it earlier. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to drop that one. Because I can. I do what I want. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay. Where am I at? Okay, I'm going to talk about Dr. Malcolm Crowe. And we're talking, a.k.a. Bruce Willis from The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
That son of a bitch was dead the whole time. Spoilers!
No, but the funny thing is, I figured it out, actually. When I first saw it, I figured it out in the first minutes that he was already dead.
Wow.
All because the kid said a certain line during the movie. He said, hey, you're different from the others. And I kind of picked up on that right away. And I said, he's one of those ghosts.
That was awesome. Yeah, that he was a ghost.
Oh, Alex says the ending of that movie got ruined for me by a morning DJ. Alex, I heard this story.
Oh, no.
I heard this story. A DJ did do that. Wow, I didn't know it was. Where was this? Was it in New York or was it in Florida, in like Miami area? If I was a betting man, I'd say New York. But if I recall, I think the story was like around there. Like a morning DJ said that. In so many people were pissed off because of it. Yeah, but it blew my mind. Because it blew my mind because Kevin was so smart. His brain is so big sometimes that he has trouble fitting through doorways, and I couldn't concentrate on the movie because Kevin's brain was so big.
I didn't know you had the.
But like somehow I knew that there was a guy out there with a brain so big he figured it out. And no one else could ever figure this out. And I couldn't concentrate on the movie. So when it happened, I was so shocked because Kevin's brain was so big. I couldn't.
Kevin is hyper intelligent.
I couldn't figure it.
I'm voting for Kevin for president.
Whoa! That's
Don't
scary.
do that. Don't do that. You are making a very serious mistake, Janet.
There.
Janet, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and I can guarantee you.
The least scary person we could have for president. We've had much scarier presidents. Come on, Kevin, you'd be a good speaker.
I would vote for some of these people in the chat section, like Alex Banquita. I vote for him for president.
It was New York City, says Alex. Yes, okay. I knew it.
But Kevin, you were in Miami at the time The Sixth Sense came out?
Yeah, that's true. I was.
So it wasn't ruined for you.
Actually, Darren, who's a host on the podcast as well, he had a birthday party a little while ago, and there was a bunch of banners up. It was Manel McKinney for, I think it was for what?
Oh, that's right.
2006.
That's right.
2016, I think, or something like
That
that.
would be very scary to me.
Well, I would feel that Darren would put these sweeping things into place, and then I would be at preschools yelling at kids, and then he would have to go on television and apologize
Or for Vice President McKinney's behavior.
because of my public urination policies and how I didn't care. So yeah,
Are you the vice president or the president?
I would have been the vice president.
He'd be vice president.
Oh, wow.
McKinney.
I would have been the vice president. According to Katie, his wife, I would have been the vice president. Although I have a feeling...
Everyone in the chat, put who you would vote for president out of this group.
Yeah, go ahead. If it was Kevin, myself, Christopher Turner, or
You know what?
Janet,
Wait, hold on.
who would be president?
Let's throw in Aaron and Jared while we're at it.
No one cares. They're not on the show right now. They're not on the show. If they were on the show, everybody would care, but they're not on the show. A lot of people don't even know who they are.
I withdraw.
Okay, so Josh is dead to me. Maria no longer exists.
What are they putting, Kevin?
No, it's a split vote right now between you and Kevin.
Yeah, Geminis. Kevin, you're so great. I want you for president.
Melraz also dead to me. Let's see.
Cold-blooded, man. You're cold-blooded.
Dino's okay. He says, my ex scared me during The Sixth Sense by telling me, I think he's saying by telling me that she was pregnant. That was true horror.
Oh, wow.
Sammy says Janet. Wow, this is a tie. Sammy's dead to me, but she's always been that way. She's like the Sixth Sense character.
She's like your sister.
She was dead the whole time. Shit.
Oh, hey, Alex says something nice about you.
That's true. Thank you, Alex. Gosh, jeez.
Hugs to everyone that voted for
Wow. There we go.
There you
Finally,
go.
some love.
There you go. I guess. Well, hey, your parents voted for you. That's
They
good
they
news.
have not.
Actually, you're right. They haven't voted for you. Wow.
Gabe did. Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate that. My parents are very quiet right now.
Well, they did give an LOL when you were talking about me running for president, so there's that.
They can't decide whether to choose you or Kevin.
All right, so let's move on since we're on the topic of me failing as a president. Let's talk about some more ghosts here.
Is it your turn?
It is Chris's turn, I believe. I just brought up Dr. Malcolm Crowe, and I was very brief about it, but we all know it. It's great. It's a great movie.
He's also on my list. I love him.
Yeah, Janet will bring it up a little
that
more.
Girl was a ghost, right? From under the bed. What's her name? From the OC?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But there were a couple ghosts in that movie that was cool.
Yeah, there are other ghosts besides.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So Chris, bring up another one, would you?
Yeah, let's talk about some puppets.
Yay! Love
Let's bring up my favorite Muppet movie, A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Great choice. Great choice.
And let's talk about Ghost of Christmas Present here a little bit.
Oh, so sweet.
I think it's the coolest puppet in the show. Well, the fact that they do a mix of one person operating the costume and then a couple other puppeteers backstage, but then they also make him bigger, make him smaller, and he's just such a fun character, and he has one of the best songs in the movie, and they really took kind of a boring character out of Christmas Carol and made it really fun.
Yeah, wasn't it like a rap song? And he was like, "I'm a cut a bitch, get near me. I'm a cut a bitch, take my turkey. I'm a cut a bitch." Wasn't that like the thing?
That's the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, okay. All right, wrong one. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He has the most screen time out of all of the Christmas spirits. And there's a reason for it, because he's really awesome. He's like Santa almost in the way they designed him.
Agreed.
Kind of like an old school Santa with the crown and the red beard, and I really like every time I see him, it just brings Christmas joy to my heart.
You know what?
No.
grow your beard a little longer,
And
dye it red, and Chris, you could be this ghost.
You want him to be all
Well,
of
it's
these,
funny because I was
Blackbeard
in a
and
Muppet,
these-
or I was in a version of Christmas Carol that I wrote last year, on Zoom, and I played Ghost Christmas Spirit, and I basically was him. Only
Oh, that's so sweet.
I was white. Only I had like really white, pale, ghosty skin rather than like kind of like big and red like him.
Aw.
We've got a lot of comments about this, Chris. There's a lot of love for it. Dino says that puppet has to be Norwegian. He looks like a Viking that's going to give me a beer.
Definitely.
Maria says that, oh boy, the song is already in my head, Chris. I feel joy just thinking about him. My mom says, love this movie. Everybody agrees with you, buddy.
Good choice.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
So cute. What's that one song too? They go, "Here comes Mr. Scrooge." Dun 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 dun.
I think
That's
it was
sung Scrooge
in the beginning, wasn't it? Like near the beginning?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Janet, your turn.
Okay. I was actually going to say the same ghost, but from Scrooge, played by Carol Kane. Ghost of Christmas Present. I had to look her up and remember if she was Christmas Present. And then she takes her toaster and she whacks Bill Murray in the face with it. And she's all mean to him. But she's just hilarious in that movie. And she just keeps trying to get him to see the light of day, you know, that he left that woman that he was in love with. And, you know, he's got to try to get her back.
This was a lot of fun, Janet, and I'm glad you brought it up. She was so amazing in this role. So amazingly abusive to Bill Murray, who we love to see him get abused at this point because he was such a shit character. He was such a nasty person. Every time she'd pull on his tie and slap his face or hit him with a toaster or knock him out, you know, just pure joy came to your mind and everybody else's mind. It was this movie was a treat, and it you know, I'm so glad it exists out there in the world, and it's one of my favorite, actually one of my favorite, probably my favorite two Christmas Carol films that I can think of offhand would be The Muppets Christmas Carol, followed by Scrooged. So I do. That's a very good back-to-back. So I'm glad you chose this.
It's cool to think of ghosts in these Christmas movies, too. It kind of just, like, it's not related at all, but it makes me think of Nightmare Before Christmas. Just like when I was little, I did sort of associate, right, ghosts with Christmas because of all of that, because of A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so Kevin, how about your next one?
I'm going to go with Jedi Master Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Nice.
Ooh, Ben Kenobi. All right.
Use the Force, Luke.
Strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
What all else does he say in that, Kevin, besides also use the Force?
Run, Luke, run.
Oh my god. That's what you want the ghost to tell you, you know, to help you out.
Exactly. Run.
If you can't physically do anything, at least he can tell you to run.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a lot of lines, Kevin.
But hey, I mean, classic character played by the late, great, God rest his soul as well, Alex Guinness. Something that he didn't think was going to amount to anything, the role, but of course, it's a classic character. Obi-Wan Kenobi, and now also played by Ewan McGregor, who we know is coming back to play the role in a Disney Plus series. But what can you say? Obi-Wan...
Isn't the trailer coming out like this Friday or something, or this week?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. Can't wait. And we also have a connection. We know someone who worked on the show.
We do. That may or may not be here right now with us.
Oh.
Indeed.
He's a ghost. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
That's right.
Oh, Sammy, stop being so thirsty. Pervert.
Please. It's a great character, Ben Kenobi. I mean, think about it. He's a great mentor to Luke. friend of Anakin Skywalker before he had to, put him down, and he had to put him down at one point, or kind of put him down. But through Empire Strikes Back, he's a great guide to Luke and trying to tell him what he's up against Darth Vader. I mean, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong. If I had a guy like that in my life, like a kind of ghostly figure just guiding me along the way, it'd be cool to have. Be kind of creepy at the same time, but it'd be cool to have like a ghostly figure telling you, hey, this is what you do, this is what you don't do.
Kevin, I pinned a few comments. Dino says that pic of Obi-Wan looks like he should be chilling with the Haunted Mansion ghosts.
Yeah, I'd agree on that.
And Josh says, hey, Kevin, aren't you a Jedi monk?
Yes, I am.
Yes. And he's the president.
Well. No, it was a tie. 3-way tie.
Our president is a Jedi monk who has a ghost helping him.
It's not true, Janet. Sorry. It's a dead heat between 3 candidates.
Oh, I lost the race already?
No,
Only because I withdrew.
Chris would have won it if he did not withdraw, so there's that.
But then again, I just thought about something. You know how Yoda and Kenobi can actually really more Yoda Ghost can do certain things? Oh, sorry, not Yoda Ghost. Well, actually, yeah, that is true. In that Last Jedi, he did something as a ghost. Why could they just interfere in the affairs of, people, if that's the case? Why just come in and just help out? Why you still can?
Help out the dialogue in the last film.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, let's not get into that. That is a deep thing. We don't need to be getting into. Yeah,
episode right there.
Touchy.
Dino says I can see Chris in a Jedi temple as well.
Yeah, see, you got the beard.
Man, Chris, you're all over the place today. You're a busy man.
He could be Blackbeard. He could be in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He could be a Jedi.
I don't know if I'm gonna handle the Jedi way though.
Well, yes, you can, sir. I believe in you. If I can do it, you can do it.
I withdraw.
We'll have to test his blood.
Okay,
What is it called that's in the blood when you're a Jedi?
Oh, no, the midichlorians.
God,
We
no.
have to test Chris's blood.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. There's plenty of it here in Los Angeles. He's given enough that it's still here all over the city. So we can find it. It's readily available. He's given enough plasma here. So I have one here that maybe just my mother will know, possibly my father, and he'll roll his eyes. But I would be remiss if I could not mention this character because I love the film so much and its absurdity. I love the film High Spirits. It came out in 1988.
Oh,
it was a Steve Guttenberg, Daryl Hannah, Peter O'Toole starring film. It had Peter Gallagher and Beverly D'Angelo in it as well. But it also had one young Liam Neeson playing Martin Brogan, the ghost, that would every night beat the crap out of the ghost of Daryl Hannah, who I believe was Mary Plunkett, his wife. And then he would ultimately stab her, if I recall, and kill her. And this is what I was talking about earlier, of spirits that repeated the process over and over. This process went uninterrupted for ages until Steve Guttenberg stepped in to defend Daryl Hannah's character, Mary, and thereby interrupting the process and bringing about an interaction then with both of these spirits. What a fantastic little fun movie. And Enrique, we are on sync tonight, buddy. He loves that movie. God, you're in it, dude. Like, we must have been. Were you raised by my parents too, or was I adopted, or were you? I'm confused right now, but I'm happy about it. It's a fantastic little story about a castle that is owned by Peter O'Toole's character, Peter Plunkett. And the castle is going under, and he had put all the money they had left into a bed and breakfast haunted house kind of thing that he was trying to create. Everybody knows how I love that shit. And in doing so, he tried to fake the haunted house. So we had paranormal investigators come. We had people that just loved ghosts and silly spirit fun things, and they all showed up to this castle. I believe it was in Scotland, if I recall. And they all showed up to this castle for a good time. Everything started going wrong. Everything was proven to be fake. And then suddenly these spirits start to actually exist and show up. And everybody is scared shitless that there's actual ghosts now in this castle. And it's just a fun little film from the 80s that I think anybody could enjoy. And I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And it is on Blu-ray.
And also a future Jedi in Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson.
Oh,
Kind of Spirits, Mom? No. It is actually called High Spirits, 100%. I know this for a fact. I have it on Blu-ray out in the living room on my bookshelf. So for sure, it's called High Spirits. It may have been named something else at one point, and that might be what you're pointing out. But I know for sure it's called High Spirits now. Enrique says, Brother Donald. So yes, brother. Yeah, I knew I met you. And it's funny, for those that don't know, I actually met Enrique in line at Comic-Con, and we became good friends. We became good friends in line as far as like.
You're waiting.
They cut the line, and I was like, "Give me what you need, and I'll get this." Like, tell me what you want, and I'll get it for you. Like, and that just shows the merit of Enrique and how kind of a soul he is and a good person he is. That
Yes, he is.
I saw that in line, like in the couple minutes I was with him. I was like, "This is a really good dude. Like, I want to help him out." And like, just so Enrique, yeah, we might be brothers. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But anyway, it was. It's neither here nor there. High Spirits is a great film. You should definitely check it out. Oh, okay, Mom. No, me and Enrique. I got it. Okay. Kinder Spirits. I got it, Mom. I'm sorry.
Kindred.
Boy.
Kindred Spirits.
Probably
yes.
Kindred, yeah. But Kinder Eggs, Kinder Spirits, it's very sweet. Either way. There's a toy surprise at the end. Chris, your next one, sir.
All right, let's talk a little Tim Burton here. I was really wanting to talk about this movie. There's so many choices to choose from. At one point, I thought about the guy with the little head. At one point, I thought about Alex. But no, I figured if you're talking about this movie, you have to talk about the main man. You got to talk about Beetlejuice. You have to talk about Beetlejuice. That didn't work.
Beetlejuice.
Didn't work.
You guys, later on, if shit starts happening, it's not on me.
But the Beetlejuice, great movie, great character. I think Michael Keaton's best pieces of work. My personal favorite Tim Burton movie, because there's only a couple. And I mean, you can't go wrong. It created a Broadway musical, hit Broadway Tony Award-winning musical. Cartoon, yeah. Sequel eventually.
One day.
Yeah. And troublemaker.
Chris,
hilarious.
still at Universal Studios to this day, by the way. Such a popular character. There's a guy that walks around in costume as Beetlejuice.
So awesome.
Go figure.
Yeah, so you can't have a list about favorite ghosts and not include Beetlejuice. It's
Sure.
just
There's
an
a
iconic
Build-A-Bear
character.
based on him now, you guys. Build-A-Bear of Beetlejuice.
No shit.
Yeah, it's so cute.
That is
it's
cool.
adorable. You have to look that up.
I like that.
It's actually playing this week at one of the theaters in town.
You know what?
Noticed.
I kind of want a Zagnut.
Oh,
I'm going to be real. I want a Zagnut now.
oh my god.
For those that don't know what a Zagnut is, it's a peanut butter, flaky peanut butter coating inside of an outer crispy crust that's dusted with cocoa powder and sprinkled with coconut and baked. It's fantastic.
Something about Beetlejuice made you think of that?
Well, there's a whole big scene where he draws a fly
he
in
does
to
talk
eat
about
based
that.
on a Zagnut. So, yeah,
Oh, okay.
definitely. Kevin, where's it playing at?
Says the Regency Theater.
No shit, you going?
I don't know.
Take us with you.
I mean, if we get sold out of Ghostbusters. By the way, a little bit later, we should all get together and plan this idea, because I feel like something's growing here in our minds for Ghostbusters.
A conspiracy?
Yeah.
A conspiracy to watch Ghostbusters
Yeah,
after
I blame Janet.
And elect
Honestly.
Kevin for
Yeah.
president.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so Beetlejuice. Janet, what's your next one?
All right, you guys are probably going to say this. You know, Slimer from the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Love my Slimer. Now, what did Slimer look like, though, as a human? Do you guys think he was a human?
What? I don't know. Did they? I don't think they addressed that. He's more like a pet.
Oh, although there's trivia that they based him like on Jim Belushi, I think.
Aw, that'd be sweet.
I think that is the.
That would make
trivia
sense. You
Yeah,
know
I'll
what?
have to see if, like, John
I bet
Aykroyd
you.
talks about it.
I bet you when Aykroyd wrote the script originally, it was way back in Jim Belushi. He had him in mind for that character.
Like Blues Brothers, they're the Blues Brothers, right?
Actually, Janet, you're spot on. Actually, it was based on the Bluto from Animal House from John Belushi.
Oh,
you're right.
Wow. So eating all that food and stuff,
Yep.
that makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
It's just funny he doesn't have like legs. He's just floating around with the big top half of his face, his body. And I just love how he's green and that he has slime. And I love the slime because it's like Nickelodeon. Like, you can't do that on television.
On television, right.
Yeah, so we had a lot of green slime happening. And also Double Dare, there was green slime.
Double Dare?
Double Dare. Yeah. Kevin.
There's slime all over the
Mark
place.
Summers.
Remember, Kevin, when we went to that NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys dance-a-thon thing that Bonnie invited us to, and we both wore our Double Dare t-shirts?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Good times,
Oh
good
my
times.
gosh.
And
That
like
was
they
so
took a
crazy.
picture of us, and I'm all fat and sweaty, like my face is all round, and I'm like, oh.
You guys, were there any ghosts on He-Man?
Yeah, I'm sure. Just have to think
Yeah.
about it, but I'm sure.
Probably.
I was just thinking of, and that I just thought of that just because slime once again, right? Like with those toys.
Yeah. Maria says, shout out to the librarian ghost at the beginning of Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. Very
There
true.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? She was a nice ghost at first, too, until they
Boy.
pissed her off.
You know, I kind of want to watch Ghostbusters. Should we maybe watch Ghostbusters first before we go and watch Ghostbusters?
We
Is
could
that
do
something
that.
we could do?
I don't know. I mean, I told you I was
Yeah.
watching the first two movies like a month ago, right before I went to New York.
Yeah, Kevin, what's your thing on Saturday? How long does that last?
It's on until about 8 o'clock.
Oh,
What about Sunday?
Maria falls asleep at 7.
She's too young to fall asleep.
She's not watching this right now. She already fell asleep. Not watching the show. It
You're in
just
trouble.
got
I didn't say
awful.
that.
I just lost a viewer.
Yeah, right. Maria's logging off. She's filing a complaint. Dear YouTube.
The ghost version of Maria will type into the chat session.
Right. Yeah.
You guys have other fun things to say about Slimer? I love the toys.
Yeah, actually, Janet, let me quickly mention it because he is on my list as well. I did put Slimer. I'm going to pull up a different picture really quickly. I love Slimer because he slimed Bill Murray, and I feel like that's a fantastic scene, and we kind of get a feeling of Bill Murray's character, and also Egon and Ray, as far as like how excited they are with the ectoplasm, and then they can get samples.
Yeah.
Also, I love the fact that in the sequel, when Rick Moranis goes to, he gets the suit on and he goes to help fight
catch up with the boys.
with the Vigo and stuff with the Statue of Liberty and stuff, and he goes to get on the bus, and
He's the bus driver.
bus is being driven right by Slimer, and he's like, all right, and he gets on the bus, and that is a nod to the animated series because at that point they had made
Very
Slimer a good guy
Yeah,
Oh,
very
yeah.
popular.
and one of the heroes, one of the pals that palled around with him. And in the second one, they were like, well, we can't make Slimer bad, like we can't make him slime people more and stuff. So they made him kind of good, just having fun. and then helping out Rick Moranis' character in the end there. So that was a lot of fun. I love that nod to the animated series. I love the character himself. He just has a lot of fun. He loves hot dogs. Who doesn't love a good hot dog?
Do we think we'll see him in Afterlife?
I think we might.
So
I wouldn't be surprised, because from what I've heard, this film is all about fan service. So
Yay, nostalgia.
yeah, we're gonna get a lot of it.
Stay Puft, you got to see Slimer.
Right, exactly.
We were so lucky to have all these cool things in our childhood. I was thinking, like,
I
just
agree.
in general.
Give me
Police Academy,
keep talking about Slimer. Give me one moment.
Slimer. I had a Slimer toy, or my brothers did, and they had I think they had the what do you call it? The Ecto one.
Oh yeah,
Now
Ecto 1.
My friend's son has the Ecto one, and Slimer can, like, drive it also. He's driving it, a new one.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of cool. The next generation's getting into it, and they're watching the real Ghostbusters.
They're getting exposed.
Sorry, guys. I just had to get myself a drink.
The high C with the Ecto cooler.
That's right, Alex.
Nice.
I have a can from
Is it
2011. I believe that was the year. This is not something you should drink. It expired.
At this point.
It expired in 2016.
And it has ectoplasm in it.
Probably not my favorite thing to drink right now, but I might do it on a video. I might drink the Ecto Cooler.
Don't
can.
do it.
I'm crazy like that.
They are re-releasing it.
Are they? Well, they're good.
Yes.
They're good. They should. And they shouldn't just release it in cans, though. They should release it in the juice box, like it was originally intended to be.
They're doing it in like a Gatorade bottle type thing.
Ooh.
Alex says, put alcohol in it. It will kill whatever is in there.
There you go.
Drink it with vodka. Enrique's telling me not to do it. Enrique, you might lose on this one, buddy, because I got a hankering for some Ecto Cooler, I'm telling you now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You have a lot of whiskey you can mix it with, Donald.
There we go. So, Janet, you brought up Slimer. Kevin, what's your next one?
One of my favorite cartoons of all time, the character Jaga from Thundercats.
Oh, Thunder,
Oh,
Cats.
Jaga. Remember when I caught you jogging?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jaga.
Jogging?
Jogging? I don't know what
Down
that
the
means.
street? You were jogging?
Tell us about that character more,
No.
Kevin.
Well, Jaga's a cool character. In some respects, he's similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's kind of like the spiritual mentor of the Thundercats, but mainly to their leader, Lion-O. So usually in every cartoon, he usually pops up in his spiritual form and gives Lion-O advice when he's struggling with something. So he's like, Lion-O, you must do this for the Thundercats, or you must learn to be more mature, something like that. And then like, Lion-O will ask him another question, and then he just bounces. He just leaves. He has to figure it out himself.
Cat, like a jaguar?
Oh yeah, pretty much. It's pretty like
Jaga.
Jaga, Jaguar. You're right. But he's a cool character, kind of like a wise sage. He gives advice to this burgeoning leader of the Thundercats who's learning to lead. So he's a cool character. And later on, he actually got to be more physically involved on the show as the seasons went along, which is even more interesting. But definitely one of my favorite cartoon characters.
It was interesting how Lion-O started out very similar to your personality, Kevin, very immature and childlike, and then grew into more of my personality, which was much more mature, responsible, and attractive.
I see.
Very interesting how that happened.
Enrique's right. He does talk like Paul Bearer. I agree with you, Enrique.
You're right, he does. Alex says Jaga drove a Jaguar before he was mentoring Lion-O in his wild days. Yes, Alex, I am leaning a little bit in on Kevin tonight because I helped somebody move and he wasn't available and I had to do it all myself and my back hurts, so I blame him.
Well, I was busy at the time too, unfortunately.
He unfortunately left his phone in another room, and wasn't available. So
I'm going to force you to help me move in 2 weeks, Tom.
God damn, I retire.
I'm kidding.
I retire.
But I am moving in 2 weeks.
You know what? I'll pitch in some money to help you hire a moving company. My old ass is broken. I
Look, you only
lifted
get
a Pelion thing. You know, those things are,
Oh my
heavy.
god.
they're like
But
400
see,
pounds.
that was the Peloton workout. Was
Hey, look,
lifting
Donald,
a
you're only
Peloton.
48 years old. You're okay, man. You're only 48
That's
years
the
old.
workout of Peloton. You have to actually lift it.
See, yeah, Kevin did do me dirty. I'm gonna pin this right above his face. Thank you, Alex. There we go. Boom. Yes. Okay, so Jaga. We talked about Thundercats a little bit. Let's talk about quickly, since we're gonna move on. I'm going to talk about something that I think is probably my favorite Peter Jackson film.
Oh, I know what it is.
I'm going to talk about the 1996 horror fantasy, The Frighteners.
Oh yeah.
John Austen, before he passed, played the Old Gunslinger, which is probably my favorite ghost in the entire series of the film, The Frighteners. Michael J. Fox played somebody that had a near-death experience, and then he could communicate then with the dead. And he used that to get the ghosts to go haunt people's houses. He would come in and bust the ghosts, and then they would pay him money, and that's how he was making a living. Because his wife, or girlfriend at the time, I can't remember which, had passed with him in the car, and it created this thing in him that he didn't really want to live, but he didn't want to die, and he just wanted to skate by, and he saw these ghosts as an opportunity to take advantage of life, and he did it. And one of them was the Old Gunslinger, which was the judge, basically is what they called him. It was John Austen that played the character, and let me tell you, he was so fun. I think my favorite line was like he was like, kind of got the juices flowing again, or I like it when they lie still like that. It was kind of a creepy line, but also very fun because he was an old pervert. He was an old pervert judge gunslinger that was falling apart. His jaw would fall out and the dog would run away with it, and he would get really mad and he would shoot bullets at everything, and it's such a fun, great... Enrique, I swear, we were separated as children. Enrique says The Frighteners, yes, the Old Gunslinger, I love his character. There you go, yeah. Mom says, yep, I love that one. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen The Frighteners, this is a great ghost. And Chi McBride plays another ghost that died in like the disco 60s slash 70s, and he's got the big fro and like the fringe jacket, you know, and stuff, like the suede. There's another guy in there that plays like a what was it, a preppy kind of like, sort of, from like the 50s or 60s, like a doo-wop dude that passed and helps him along the way. It's got Jake Busey in there. It's got Michael J. Fox. It's got Jeffrey Combs, who plays Milton Dammers, which it's probably his finest performance that could exist. He killed it with that role, and he plays an FBI agent. And I don't want to say any more, but it's amazing. It's an amazing film. Peter Jackson. I wish we would have gotten more films in the Frighteners series. I hope it gets revisited someday. I always think about that at night before I go to bed. Almost
Send him a
every
letter.
night, actually.
Do we really want a 6-hour version of the Frighteners, though?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We saw it at your house, Donald. I watched.
I'm sure. I probably forced every one of you to watch it.
It was not on B movie night then, just whatever regular great movie night. Yeah.
Because it was, yeah. It was like, what did we call it? We called it Epic Movie Night, right?
Epic movie night. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Probably close to Halloween.
Yeah. Exactly. And those that are in the comments section, if you want to shoot us a like on YouTube Live, click on the like button. That does help the algorithm and it helps our placement on there. So if you could do that, awesome. If you don't know how, I'll walk you through it at some point. You can always reach out to me. Okay, so do we have any more left? Or is that it? Do we have more?
I have one.
Okay, Chris, shoot.
We're gonna go back to Ghostbusters, and we're gonna talk about my favorite ghost of all time, and that's Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah,
Hey.
love Stay Puft.
Yes, can't go. I mean, brought him back in the movie because people love him. He's giant. He's marshmallow. He's sweet. He's He's just so
He's
cute
like-
and good, and like he just looks.
He's like the
he looks cool.
he's like the big Pillsbury Doughboy.
Chris,
Exactly. Yes.
you dressed as the Stay Puft for Halloween one year, did you not?
I did. Yes.
Dino, he's been everybody, and if he hasn't, he's going to be.
He's gonna be She-Ra next year.
Alex says, is he a ghost? He's more like a demon. I don't know about that.
Oh, the Stay Puft Marshmallow. He's what they conjure up, right?
I would say he's a conjuring from a demon ghost. So, do we know if Zul was really a ghost, a demon? Well, we don't know.
I think it was more like a demon, I want to say.
They're busting it. Maybe it is a ghost.
Right,
Ghostbuster.
right. So I would say yes, he would qualify as a ghost. I would agree here on the ghost qualification. A spirit, a conjuring of sorts. Yes. So Stay Puft Marshmallow Man does classify. I would agree with
Ray
that.
loves him. Oh. He tried to think of the most innocent, harmless thing he could think of.
Alex says he wasn't a Stay Puft Man who died and became a ghost. Alex, you have not seen Chris in the costume yet. So once you
He
do,
was the man that
you
died.
will not question it. There's definitely always going to be a loophole because we can't argue our way into it or out of it. It's just one of those things where it just stays. So Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, yeah, definitely a ghost.
Stay Puft.
And I love his little tie, his little thing. He's a little sailor. He's coming into the port. Yeah, he's a
His
cutie.
little face gets angry at one point.
Yes, he does.
He's a happy guy.
Janet, you said you didn't have anyone else, correct?
Right.
Kevin, I know you do.
Yeah, real quick, and I think everyone can relate to this one. I think Chris was going to say this earlier. She chose not to use this one, the Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You chose a picture of Christopher Walken's Headless Horseman from the Tim Burton film, but there was also the original Disney animated and a whole host of other series. And speaking of Headless, Alex Benquita, who's in the chat section right now, wrote a series for Scout called Headless. It was a 4-issue kind of a mini-series that he wrote for Scout, and also he has his new series, Headless. I think it's called Chapter 2 or Part 2. It's a 3-part series, and that should be coming out. If it hasn't come out already, it's going to be coming out very soon. And you can check that out at your local comic book shop. You can ask them to order it in. Reserve yourself a copy of Headless Chapter 2, Round 2, Part 2, whatever you want to call it.
You know what's cool? I just looked at the cast list. There are 3 Sith Lords in this Sleepy Hollow movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have Christopher Lee. You have Ray Park, who also played like did the stunts for the Headless Horseman, who played Darth Maul. Christopher Lee, of course, is Count Dooku, and then Ian McDermott, who played the Doctor, is Palpatine from the Star Wars series. So it's kind of funny how they happened to cast 3 Sith Lords for Sleepy Hollow.
Alex actually said it came out last week.
Oh,
If it did, Julio did not get it in the shop. So shame. I know your name, Julio. You need to order it in so I can get a copy of the book. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find it on eBay. And they love overcharging on eBay. That's my favorite thing about eBay. They're like, it'll be $17. And I'm like, what? Yeah, they're great people there on eBay.
Made a good point. That was actually on my alternate list. The fake ghost of Scooby-Doo. We got to give him a shout out, no doubt.
Yes.
Yes,
They were
that's.
all
I was just going to bring that up, but yeah.
alive.
And it's always like, what do you say? If it wasn't for those mangy kids or something like that, if I come up the line with the bad guy would always say, when they got caught, they always said something
wasn't
like
for
that.
those meddling kids.
That's it. There we go. For those meddling kids.
Okay,
I
so
would have gotten away with it too. And Donald's shirt is all about Scooby Doo.
you got that right.
The mystery.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring up one last one because I feel it does merit mention. I'm going to bring up Dennis Rafkin, a.k.a. Matthew Lillard, in the movie 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, that's right.
Recently we watched this on HBO Max. It is fantastic. It's still just as fun as I remember it. It has Tony Shalhoub, F. Murray Abraham, Shannon Elizabeth. Oh, she was so man, in that era, in 2000s, 2001, around there, perfect. The little brother played by Alec Roberts. In the movie, he did not die. I always, when I watch it, think maybe he will this time because he's such a shit. I just want him gone every time I watch it. I'm like, why is he still alive? Like, kill him, kill the little bastard. That sounds terrible, but watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about because he's such a little shit. But basically, the whole story is there's 13 ghosts trapped within this house, and they basically all have to be aligned and brought together by one central person that sacrifices themselves in order to bring these ghosts together. Once that's done, I think it's like there's an ultimate power. Somebody's brought back to life, or somebody gains this power and can like have ultimate control over whatever, one of those universal things. So Matthew Lillard plays somebody that's in it kind of for himself, but then kind of sees the error of his ways and tries to help Tony Shalhoub, which is Arthur, I believe his character was, in the show, and his family by, he has a psychic connection with people and with ghosts, so he can kind of sense them, their feelings, what they're after and stuff. So he's a really super cool character. I think, honestly, he would have been perfect with the Mystery Machine guys, with Mystery Inc., in that, and I would love to see a little crossover with that. So it's just would be a lot of fun.
That'd be kind of hard.
Why? What?
Because he was part of the Mystery Machine.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean, like in the cartoon form.
Yeah. If he's Shaggy or right?
Not in live action. We put him in a cartoon form. We got some comments here. Alex says it's dastardly, sir. Ha ha ha. Dino says 13 Ghosts is a sick ass movie. Enrique says, dude, yes, 13 Ghosts, love that movie. Enrique and I are definitely related. It's official. Alex says,
your best friend.
Never saw it, but I didn't know Shannon Elizabeth till I realized she's the gal from American Pie. Yes, Alex, she's the gal
The foreign
from
girl. The foreign girl.
American Pie.
And Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yes. Patrick, hey, Patrick Calder, my old friend from elementary. Wow. Thanks for joining, Pat. Jeez. He says Beetlejuice for president. Yes. Wouldn't that be something? Alex says he wants to watch it. Please do watch 13 Ghosts. Like I said, it's on HBO Max for sure. Enrique says, doesn't the house they're in keep on changing? It's been a while. Yes. There's like sigils on the glass on the walls that blocks the ghosts from getting to you. And then those will move, and then the ghosts can get through. And it keeps changing so the ghosts can kind of be herded into the middle of the house. And it's clever. It is a little corny at times, but it is a very clever film overall. And I think it's a lot of fun and still merits a good watch. I would say do it at night. Nighttime, late at night, maybe on a weekend. A lot of you I know don't get time for naps. I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely give it a watch. And I think that's going to do it for us, right, guys?
I wanted to ask Kevin, where can we watch Thundercats? Can we watch it anywhere?
No, that's a good question.
You have to buy it?
I think it could be on Netflix, maybe. If not, you have to maybe cheat through YouTube and look for episodes there. Okay. That's a good question. I mean, I have something on DVD myself, but that's a good question. Where could you stream it? I gotta look that up.
All right, so we can see Jaga the Ghost.
You can watch Thundercats on Hulu.
Yes, Alex says you can watch it at Kevin's house.
Yes.
So there's that. Maria says you all forgot the King of the Dead. Good thing Aragon didn't. Good point.
Maria's right.
But you know what? I feel like I chose the better Pete Jackson film, Maria. Fight me.
Weren't there a bunch of ghosts at some point in Lord of the Rings also?
Those are fighting words.
Yeah, of course. There's a whole wave of them. It was ridiculous.
Those are fighting words.
Yes, you're all invited, Alex. Just go to Kevin's place. I will put his address in the chat. Just give me a moment.
This is where I'm moving into, Kevin, since I don't have a place to live.
Those are fighting words. You just told Maria the first beat is the Frighteners.
Kevin lives in the White House, you guys.
Absolutely.
There we go. I put his address in the chats. I'll post that above Kevin's head there. It's 555 Lame Street, Fart Alley.
Wow.
He lives at 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
So next week, guys, Kevin, we're going to be doing, Janet, Chris, we're going to be doing something fun. It's going to be John Hughes, right?
Woohoo!
We're
That's
going
right.
to
John Hughes,
we're going to rank them.
retrospective.
Yeah, we're going to rank John Hughes movies, right? I feel like that's what we're doing. So yeah,
On this episode for sure.
I don't know. I have to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, Janet. We're recording our podcast tomorrow.
Yay!
So I will know then. We're going to be discussing, by the way, Janet's brother and a big fan of the podcast, Scorch, who's not on tonight. Shame, I know your name. He is going to be recording a podcast with I tomorrow. And we are going to be discussing his favorite superhero. So that'll be out probably in a few short weeks. It takes me a little bit to edit and get everything perfect and stuff. So we'll have that ready. And that'll be fun. And then next Monday, we're going to be doing ranking our favorite John Hughes films. So that'll be a lot of fun for those of you that know or don't know of John Hughes. John Hughes has done such films as
The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
Trains on
Planes.
16 Candles.
Yes. And 90 million others. Beethoven, I believe, as well, was one of them. He at least
Mama.
wrote that. So there's going to be a lot of movies that we're going to be talking about. Dino says, do we have to show vaccine cards to enter Kevin's house for Thundercats? No, only if you're going to enter Kevin, not his house.
Float in as a ghost.
Did John Hughes also do Planes, Trains, and Automobiles too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Sammy must be saying something to you, Chris. She left a comment here. She says, geez, you're such a child. It's not very nice, Sammy, to say that to Chris.
To you, Doc.
I think she was talking to you, Don.
Good night. What?
Yes.
No. Good night, Mom. Love you too. Alex says, I was watching The Faculty tonight and thought it kind of reminded me of crazy horror version of a John Hughes movie. Yes.
Yeah.
It would be like The Breakfast Club meets, what is that? Slither.
The Faculty is one of my favorite movies. Love that.
Oh,
He also made one of the, we'll talk about this. He redid one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah, National Lampoons. Yes.
that's true. Great film, great series. Thank you all for joining us. We very much appreciate it. I was going to do a top 5 sponsored by Splattered Frog, but we just kept going. We were in the groove, and I didn't want to interrupt that. So if you go to Splattered Frog and you type in the code, Shortbox, you can actually get pint glasses, really cool hats, t-shirts, all around $20 or less, 10 to 20 bucks. I think the pint glasses with the discount would be 8 to 10. So some really good stuff, really good deals. Go to splatteredfrog.com, check them out. They're going to be having some brews here eventually that you'll be able to try. I recommend getting the swag now before you can't get it, before the beers are out and everybody's amazed and you won't be able to buy anything because they'll be selling out. Get it now while you can. It's hot stuff. It's awesome. Obviously, Kevin and I look very suave in it. Look at this.
I'll have to wear mine next time.
Yes, if you all could leave a like, that would be great before you leave for the night. Enrique says, thank you all. Had a great time. Have a good night. Alex says, good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If we don't see you out and about anytime soon, perhaps we'll see you
at the talented, tender, but always thoughtful comic book shop.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.